Hello everyone, hello, welcome back. This is a follow-up of the first pages of my Twines and Paper here. I did do an initial setup of this planner and I wanted to revisit a few things because people were like, I need to see how you're using those first pages. And I totally understand, but I've also been like, I don't know how I'm using them. I did spend a little bit more time, and so I just wanted to show that. This won't be a long video because I didn't change too much. But yeah, if this is the first video you're seeing, you'll kind of see everything done. So I did do like a quick vellum there. I did make sure that I had kind of the inky side down because a little bit is coming through, but I just didn't want a whole bunch on this side. So that's working. I put like a little sticker here. These are from Serica Studio, Sarica. Now here, I'm getting all my dates for my infusions here. I might track some paydays here, but for now it's just infusions and birthdays and anniversaries. So I did kind of finish that up. This is, I really just need to, so I have a whole separate financial binder that I organize pretty much everything we have, but there are times when I'm just regular planning in here that I need to see our credit card closing dates. Now, we really don't have much debt on these. We pretty much pay them off, but I have found if you pay them all off, your score dips a little bit. It's not horrible, but the all but one having a balance is usually the ideal, especially before a big purchase. I don't know if we're going to be making a big purchase this year, maybe mid-year, we'll see. But I wanted to see where the closing dates were because we do have quite a bit just on auto payment. I don't technically have anything coming out of my debit. I do this all for, the cash back on the cards. So I also want to like check off no buy days as well. I haven't quite figured out what color or what I'm doing for that. So today's the 4th, so it's not many in, but I have been buying a couple little things just to kind of wrap up right before school starts again. But I would like to keep track of that as well. I think those are the two things. No buy is not on my like big priority, but I just think it'd be really interesting to document when those days are showing up. So, but the reason why I wanted to focus on these closing dates, and it's not due dates because we still are pretty much paying them all off. It's like when there's a charge after the due date, like for instance, this one, like the due date is usually the 10th, but the time it actually closes is the 13th. And so if there's like a quick little, we eat out, we go to the grocery store, whatever it is, it's going to happen in between and then it shows up on the statement. So again, it is good to see balances on cards throughout the whole year. And especially if they're small little amounts, it's good to let those charges go through to the statement to show. Otherwise, the credit card companies will be like, you don't need a credit card at all. You're not even using it because they don't see any balances. It'll be 0, 0, 0 every month. And it'll just look like you didn't charge anything because the credit card companies don't relay that you didn't, like you had 5 charges and paid them off before the statement even came. They don't care if you did that. Again, it's this long-term game of playing with the credit card companies. We use this mainly for a lot of, I have business accounts and regular accounts. We have, my husband has some, I have some, we have joint ones. It may look like a lot, but I've actually canceled 2 in the last 6 months. Because we had one that was really good for car gas, and it just was so hard to manage. It wasn't worth getting the perks from it. So I just really liked how all the numbers stacked on one another. And it helped me see the fluctuations a lot better than having month views. That's the long and short of it. So I have a whole separate financial thing where I track everything. And so I copied down the closing dates from last year. These may change slightly, but it's interesting. Excuse me. Like Apple is usually the last day of the month. And then I'm trying to think. There's some that count down from the end of the month and some that count down from the beginning. And so it's interesting to kind of see. I don't know. I find it interesting. So I'm going to move on. This is not about credit cards, but it's just what I've learned and what works for us. Now, I did do a like vision board-ish. I don't have any like huge goals that I'm writing down, but I just wanted to have these like feelings. So I'm going to go over them like really quickly. I just printed these out on Tombow River paper. And then I used, this is actually the removable adhesive that I have in a different holder. That's why it's green and pink. But I haven't played around with it too much. I just got the removable adhesive, so I think I can peel them off. They should be, yeah, they kind of peel up, but I don't want to do too much. So it's more like discovering. So I put like observe. What did I say? Observe with the senses, explore your own backyard, let it go, only loves that I'm keeping, mainly clothes. I keep looking at this and going, I can still get rid of clothes. I want to try some new recipes, and tacos is definitely, I just made fish tacos. It looks pretty similar. Bright, fresh, new, and satisfying. Just creativity and technology. This is like some computer screens and like a microphone and stuff. So it's kind of for my recording, my lives, my podcast, that kind of thing. And the investments that I'm kind of making in that. Taking off is kind of like a portal to something new. And then I wrote like joy, come together, echo the good parts, love, future of like a nest egg and a foundation of our savings, support and community, cheering you on. I really love working with my clients and being a cheerleader for them. I love celebrating those wins. And so I wrote like simple is kind of my word, or simplify. I've had that in the past, but it's just mainly for all the stuff. I just want to keep editing and simplifying, whether it's my routines or whatnot, my stuff, my digital things too, like wherever I can. Step forward in what is best for me, leave the rest behind. Complexities can still exist in simplifying. So that's kind of what I did here, and wanted to kind of show that part. And then I'm stepping into, like, this will be maintenance, so I don't really have like a whole bunch here. I do have, where'd my pen go? Behind me? Oh, I dropped something. The HVAC is coming. I just did my plan with me, so I want to write this really quick. So they're coming on the 7th. So I'm going to put that here. And so that will be that part. I can check that off. So this will fill in over time. I know it looks like really bare. I could put like when the air filter is coming up again. So that would be here. I can kind of look ahead here and see when I want to do certain things. Oh, I didn't leave a dot for it, so I might erase it and do it again. But that's what all of that's going to be. This, I am tracking. This top part here is very much what's happening in my weekly that I mentioned in my plan with me. So I list my habits here, and I take care of them throughout the week, and then I can copy them on here and see like the overall trends. I have a feeling they're going to change each month. So I'm not going to go forward and put a bunch of stuff in because I want to see how this changes and see how that steps forward. But I do really like looking over the entire month and like seeing how the cycles are for things. So that'll be, fill all of those out. I did a whole video on this. I have it linked below if you want to see that. And then so I could tape these together because they're basically need to be taped. The goals progress, because I don't have huge goals, and if I had a huge goal, I'm not going to put it on one line and then do percentages. I'm doing this a little different. So instead of goals, I'm calling these projects, and they're projects being contained within a month. If it goes to the next month, I'll just rewrite it. And I'm going to fill in how many boxes I use, meaning how many chunks of time I use. I'm not going to try to get it to 100. I am going to, like for donations, it may take me 3 chunks of time. There may be a time where I sit down and I declutter a bit and put them into boxes. Another time where I take pictures and load it into the car, and another time taking them. And so that's like 3 different chunks. And I want to see how many chunks it takes for my one project for that month. I'm not doing it to 100. I just want to see how many chunks. I could, kind of like the HB90 system. If you've heard of that, which is more of like mapping out like 20 or 30-minute chunks. You could do it that way, going, okay, how many 30-minute chunks did it take me? And it could take you like 5 or 3 or whatever it takes. It would be interesting to map that out to see like how long did it take. To me, I'm not so worried about how much time, if it's an hour or if it's a 15-minute. I want to see how many parts to break these projects down into. So deep cleaning the bathroom for the month, like I've kind of said this a couple times. If I do it all at once, it really takes me. It really like all the kneeling and the like. I have it's like the size of a bathtub, but it's a shower. So it's a big scrubbing area on the bottom. Like it, I mean, but it's really rough. It's not like a smooth tub that you can scour out. There's lots of tiles and things. So I kind of do like the base of my shower one day, and then the big glass doors another, you know. So I want to see how many chunks it takes to do that. So then when I go to do it like the next month or the month after, I know how many it approximately takes. I want to see the patterns of that. Gather and organize taxes, ready to file. Again, this is going to be like all the papers are here next to me in a big box. I'll take one chunk of just organizing all those papers and seeing which ones I can recycle. Because we just put everything like receipts in there. And there's going to be receipts that do not matter for taxes. So that's one chunk. The other chunk is, you know, logging into the system, getting things kind of slowly started. But I'm not going to do all of that in one day. I have before. I have taken like a day or two, but it really helps to chunk it down. It really does. So I'm looking at it as chunks. I don't know if that'll help anybody else. And I love having like a blank spot on the top and bottom. So as I go through, I'm limiting it to 4 big things for the month. I can have other little projects. Maybe I break down weekly or something, but those are like the big things of the month. And I may, when I get those finished, I may put them right here. There are 7 here. Those can very much line up with like your 7 goals here. But for some reason there's 6 here. I don't know why, but because there's room down here, she could have like added 1 to every single one, and then it might make more sense. But a lot of your goals aren't like every single month. Maybe they are exercise ones, I can see. But if like you're moving or you're redoing a room in your house, it's usually not year long. So it's up to you. So that's what I'm doing there. And I did fill out this real quick. That was there before. But the other part I did here is I pull cards every month. So, and every week, and one for the year. I have a deck that I use, and it's been amazing the last 3 or 4 years. I think I got it near the beginning of the pandemic. Anyway, I put all the full moons in here and what type of moon they are in the Mercury retrograde or the Mercury Gatorade. So I have a card for the whole year, and then I went through and I did kind of like a circle of the cards, and I did one for each month. It really helped this last year. For me, it was kind of spot on. But you can read meaning into anything, but like there were certain things that lined up eerily. And I don't look at this going, oh, my year is like foretold right now. But I find these incredibly helpful when I'm going through that time. And so I decided to write them all out here. I don't think I'm going to write anything on this side because I'm going to be writing on this side, and I wanted to kind of not have it bleed through. So those are my beginning pages. Yeah, because this spread was just kind of sitting here. I mean, I could... Some people like want to write like what they want for the year. To me, this is kind of along the same lines. It's like supportive for the whole year, and then you get into the monthly part. And yeah, there was just this extra spread besides the... And I feel like it's similar to this, where you're putting some of your, like, you're visualizing things for the coming year and whether or not they help or hinder. It was interesting that these two spreads were kind of, didn't have anything in them, and they were in those spots. So that's kind of what I did. So I hope that helps. And yeah, we'll see how I use those. We'll see how I mark no buys. We'll see how things do. I think I could check in maybe after the first quarter or halfway through. We'll see. One of those. It depends what's going on during those times. But I think that's it. Take care, everyone. I'm glad to see everyone here. This I will label part 2, and then the part 1, if you haven't seen it already, will be linked below. But yeah, it's me actually putting in all the stickers. So this is actually, it might be a little bit more informative because it's a little bit more finished. Take care, everyone. I can't remember. Like and subscribe on the way out. If I even said that, my brain's just kind of mushy right now. Take care, and I will see you next time. Bye.